All right, so we're here to help people to discover what their gifts and superpowers are. And when you discover your unique gifts and superpowers, there's this incredible pull to share them with everyone who needs help. But have you ever noticed that the more you step into that role of being a giver, the more people seem to need you? Like maybe you found yourself feeling drained, even while doing the very things that once energized you. But what if I told you that the key to creating an even bigger impact with your gifts isn't about giving more, but it's about giving smarter? And here's a thought that might challenge what you thought about becoming a giver. What if taking care of yourself is actually the most powerful way that you can amplify your superpower? Well, if any of these resonate with you, why don't you stick around and check out this video. My name is Jake Talbert. I'm the founder and author of the GIVER Method. And today, we're diving into something that is really important when you're on that path of discovering your gifts and superpowers and stepping into becoming a true giver. And that's how you support others and your own mental health, of course, and how you support them and protect your own at the same time. Probably a better way of saying that, but I'm just going to call it that. Like once you've discovered, because anytime that you discover your maybe uncovered gifts, the real challenge isn't sharing them, it's in sharing them sustainably. Now, before we dive deeper into this, if you're new here, please, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. I always encourage people to like the video, comment your thoughts along the way, and once the video is done, feel free to share it with someone who may need it, or find us at thegivermethod.com, or TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of those places. We don't want you to miss out on any content designed to help you discover and unleash your gifts and create meaningful impact while maintaining balance in your life. Now, so for those of you who are new, GIVER, I keep using this term now. The GIVER Method is from the book that I've written that's going to be coming out next month called The GIVER Method. And what it is GIVER is an acronym where it's designed to be a framework that helps you to discover your unique gifts and superpowers, to develop them fully, and to use them to create lasting and positive impact in others' lives. It's about becoming someone who gives authentically and effectively and creating deeper connections and more meaningful change. Now, today's video, each of the things I'm going to cover is going to include a very specific action item designed to help you protect and nurture your own well-being while you're using your gifts to support others. Now, these aren't just self-care tips. They really are essential practices for anyone who's serious about making lasting impact with their superpowers. So I highly recommend you get a piece of paper, maybe open up a note, and as you hear these action items, that you jot down what your thoughts are, because it's not about what you do. It's not about just watching the video. It's about taking these action items and putting them into practice so that as you develop those gifts and superpowers, you can sustainably do it over time and create that impact that you were meant to create. So let's dive into these principles. I really want to, I believe that they will help you to amplify your impact while ensuring you can continue to give over the long haul. And so our first principle is self-care foundation, because self-care really is the bedrock of sustainable giving. Think of it like the foundation of a building. If foundation isn't stable, anything built upon it will eventually crack and crumble. There's that old song, "The wise man built his house upon a rock, foolish man built his house upon sand." It's going to crumble. Many people dive into helping others without establishing a strong self-care routine, but this approach, it's short-lived. Self-care isn't about just treating yourself on rare occasions. It's about integrating habits and routines that consistently support your physical and mental and emotional well-being. Because taking time to care for yourself first means that you're filling your cup so that you have more to give. You can't pour an empty cup. It comes from a place of abundance rather than exhaustion. So this approach leads to better interactions, stronger connections, and a more fulfilling experience for both you and persons you're supporting. For me, one of my biggest self-care things that I do that helps me is I'm an early riser. I wake up super early in the morning. I get to the office really early, and I have this period of time, 2-3 hours, where no one's here, and I get to have that be Jake time, where I can read, I can listen to music, I can work if I want, I can meditate, whatever thing I may want to do. But that self-care helps keep me grounded day to day. And the days I don't get that, it actually throws off my day. I actually notice the difference when I'm not doing it. So the action item here is going to be create your what's your power hour routine? Structure this foundational, structure some sort of an hour to address your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. You can split this hour into maybe 20-minute segments where you focus on mind, body, spirit, however you want to look at it. That could be mental, physical, spiritual. Some people look at it as mind, body, spirit. And so with mind, that meant begin with meditation or journaling or some sort of reflection. Like, ground yourself in a process of any lingering thoughts and clear your mental space before your day begins. For body, like, engage in light physical activity, like stretching or a gentle walk. Like, that movement, it's going to boost your energy levels, and it's going to really help, like, release some tension that you may be having. And then, of course, spirit, like, dedicate segment of your, to nurturing your spirit through, it could be reading or prayer or gratitude practice. Like, reflecting on what you're grateful for enhances your positivity, helping you stay more resilient. So starting tomorrow, even if it's only for 15 minutes, give it a try and gradually increase until you get to a full hour, and track the energy and mindset throughout the day. Like, observe how this, like, power hour impacts your approach to supporting others. Now, the second principle is, I call it the boundary blueprint. Like, one of our biggest challenges as givers is setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries are often misunderstood as restrictive, but for givers, boundaries are empowering. They aren't walls to keep people out. They're actually bridges to help us engage with others without losing ourselves. Boundaries, they provide clarity. They allow us to be fully present without, like, any sort of a risk of burnout. They're really going to help you to define when, where, and how to give so that you don't ever extend yourself. So it's not about saying no when it's needed a yes. Like, it's truly looking at it from what's within your capacity. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable initially, but over time, when you build trust, and they make the support you give more consistent and more impactful. And so your action item here is going to be to create whatever that, like, boundary blueprint would be for you this week. Like, help maintain your energy and your effectiveness in giving. So start this blueprint or this thing by identifying your ideal balance. Like, list your current commitments that you have for helping people, individuals or groups or work organization. Rate the energy level of each one, and after each interaction, record the energy level that you have, like, as a scale of 1 to 10, and so you can understand how much each interaction actually affects you and your energy. Next, you're going to want to note the time or support, note how much time or support feels manageable and fulfilling without depleting you. And of course, then you have to write down specific phrases that you'll use when you're setting limits. Example, like, hey, I'd love to help, but I'm at a capacity for this week, or let's connect next month when I have more space. Like, you can even practice these phrases in the mirror or with a friend to really gain confidence in saying it. Having these phrases ready will make it so much easier to set and hold boundaries with people who are asking for help. Now, our next principle is about this energy exchange, which I talk a lot about energy and not feeling depleted. So understanding your personal energy patterns is really critical here. Every interaction has an impact. It could be uplifting, or it could be leaving you feel drained. So be aware of the energy exchange. It helps us make more mindful choices about how and when we give. Certain activities always energize you, and while others are going to deplete you. So managing your energy, you're able to maintain a steady rhythm of support without risking any sort of exhaustion. And so the action item here is, like, create a log of, like, I talked about it in plenty of videos where I talked about this energy log, where you understand how it shifts throughout the day. So use the log to record, like, as you help people, as you do any sort of a helping interaction, write down who you helped, the type of support you gave, and how long. Gauge on a scale of 1 to 10 how each interaction made you feel with that energy, and then document what specifically energized or maybe you felt drained you. Was it part of the conversation? Was it that the setting was chaotic? Was it the tasks or the skills you were trying to show? Like, note what those are, and after a week, look for the patterns in the timing and the types of support and the personalities that maybe affect your energy. And you could use these insights to really support activities during your peak energy times, allowing you to give when you're at your best. I know that someone I work with that I'm in a mastermind group with, he has a rule that, like, he won't do any, like, client-facing work or coaching until the afternoon, because his morning time is his, like, mental power hour energy time, and that's where the energy is best spent. And once he gets past that, the afternoon, he's got so much energy because he did that to be able to coach people. So, great example of how that could look in your day-to-day life. The fourth principle is all about active listening, and you have to really, act like an architect here and design how you want it to be. Active listening is one of the most powerful ways to support others while preserving your energy. It's about creating space where, like, the others, they feel understood and valued without the need for you to actually fix their problems. When we actively listen, we give our full attention without interrupting with solutions right away. And so this type of listening, like, it does allow people to process their own emotions, find clarity, and often lead them to insights like they wouldn't have reached if we jumped into it to try and solve things on our own. So active listening helps protect our mental and emotional resources, enabling others without absorbing all of that stress. So the practice here, the action item, there's this thing out there that's called the HEAR method. So it helps with creating safe space for active listening and being fully present. And you can practice this with your next few interactions. So the H in here is for hold space. So create the environment free of distractions, making it really clear that they have your full attention. And the E is engage more fully. So show you're present by maintaining eye contact, nodding, leaning in. A is acknowledging your feelings. So reflect back on emotions you hear. Oh, that sounds overwhelming, or that you seem excited about that, and see how that interaction changes things. And of course, the R is like resist fixing. Catch yourself before you find yourself jumping in with solutions. Trust that listening deeply often is more valuable than advice. And then track, get out a journal, document your experience using this sort of a method versus your usual approach, and reflect on any differences in how others respond, with the impact and the impact it has on your energy levels. Our fifth one is going to be you have to create a resource network, because no one can be everything to everyone. So building a network of resources, whether they're books, articles, support groups, professionals, mentors, it empowers you to help others without feeling like you're the sole support and the sole provider of support. Having a resource network is going to allow you to offer options, providing those you support with additional tools and guidance. And it not only lightens your load, but it ensures that people are receiving well-rounded assistance tailored to their specific needs. So the action step is build whatever your support squad is, your support list. Create that directory. It could be everything from actual mental health stuff. It could be community resources, wellness centers. It could be books. It could be groups. There's identify friends and family members who have specific strengths that could be helped to help out in any situation. Creating a simple system that matches the needs with resources, and having it readily available to support, that support network, allows you to provide meaningful help without carrying that full weight of every situation. Now, the sixth one is about recovery and creating some sort of a recovery rhythm, because just like athletes have to recover between workouts, givers need intentional recovery periods. Recovery isn't a luxury. It's essential for maintaining your own mental and emotional health. Whether it's taking the weekend off, going for a walk in nature, or quiet evening with a book, these moments allow us to store our energy, process our experiences, and come back into the world refreshed. And so being intentionally with that, we're going to build our recovery periods into our routine. You create that sustainable cycle that allows you to support more consistently and increase the quality of the giving that you're doing. And so the action item here is going to be, make sure you design whatever your recovery ritual is. Design that rhythm of recovery that aligns with your life. A daily micro recoveries, 5-10 minutes, short breaks, deep breathing, maybe some stretching, or plan a week reset activities. Take a couple hours each week and that you have set as a reset time. Maybe it's on the weekend or whatever, and choose an activity that brings you joy and relaxation, painting or hiking or watching a movie. Calendar, you have to put these things on your calendar. If it doesn't live on your calendar, it won't actually happen. So you even need to calendar maybe a monthly, more deeper restoration. Take a full day to unwind, disconnect from work, do something that really deeply nourishes you, like spending time in nature or taking some sort of a mini trip. So create boundaries around these times that, and treat them like non-negotiables. When I put things on my calendar, I have buckets of time that are just, ease of mind, time to help make sure that I've got that time to clear thoughts before I have to move on to my next thing. So put it on your calendar, otherwise it doesn't happen. So this rhythm of recovery is going to ensure that you're consistently replenishing and are ready to give your best to others. Now, the seventh one is going to be you have to have a strategy around your unique gifts. Your way of supporting others should align with your natural strengths and gifts. It creates more impact with less energy being burned. Each of us has unique strengths and talents, gifts, superpowers that make our support especially impactful. And when we align our giving with these strengths, we create more value with less effort. It allows us to bring our best selves to those while preserving that energy we talked about. For example, if your natural encourager, focus on providing emotional support might be one of the best contributions you could do. Like by turning any strength you have, turning into your strength, like you're going to create a fulfilling experience for yourself and for those you're supporting. And so the action item here is going to be to complete some sort of gift alignment process exercise. Identify the best approach, list out your 3 top strengths and what the qualities are that come effortlessly to you. Identify how these strengths could support others along the way and reflect on your strengths being applied for support. Once again, that natural encourager idea and how you uplift people. Note what types of support energize you versus what depletes you, and create specific offerings on these insights. Like formulate ways you can support others in a manner that really does align with your strengths, such as offering structured guidance for those who need organization or emotional support for those facing some sort of a challenge. And then just practice communicating these offers clearly so that others can easily understand what you're bringing to the table and when you'd be available to help. And then, of course, the 8th one is going to be, you have to factor in joy. You have to integrate joy into it. Like maintaining your own joy. It's not selfish. It enables you to be like a consistent source of light for others. Like joy, isn't just being rewarded for a job well done. It's really is a critical component for sustainable giving. When we incorporate joy in our lives, we create a lasting source of energy and inspiration that fuels our ability to give. Joy doesn't have to be big and extravagant. It can be as simple as listening to your favorite music, spending some time with a loved one, engaging in some sort of a creative hobby. Regularly integrating joy into your routine, doesn't just enhance your well-being, but it creates a positive ripple effect for those who support you, reminding them that, there's this importance of balance and happiness. And so the action step here is pretty easy. Get out that journal and find out what's your joy journey. List activities, maybe 10 activities that bring you pure joy that range from simple pleasures, to maybe bigger projects. Schedule these things. How do I do it maybe daily? How do I find the space to find these joy things daily so I can continue to make sure that my cup is full? Plan maybe a larger joy activity each week. Carve out some time, once again, put it on your calendar and share your joy practices with others so that it really does normalize this idea of self-care. Because as you share your commitment to joy, that model, it's going to create a model of healthy habits and inspire others to value their own happiness. Track how joy activities impact your giving capacity, and notice how joyful practices leave you feeling more energized, compassionate, and feeling connected in your efforts to support others. Because supporting others, at any point in their lives, especially if they're having any sort of mental, emotional struggles, while maintaining your own balance, it's not about being perfect. There is no perfect balance, but it's about creating these sustainable rhythms. So start with small steps. Honor your limits. Remember to take care of yourself as a part of that responsibility of being a giver. Now, if you want to dive deeper into this idea of becoming an effective giver, maintaining your well-being, and making a greater impact, then you should go to thegivermethod.com and sign up for our newsletter. You're going to be able to receive exclusive tips and insights about becoming a giver, developing your gifts, sustainable giving, many things along those lines. Also, check us out. Go find us at TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, at thegivermethod.com. We've got our services we help. We've got speaking or being on someone's podcast. We've got all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. Plus, the book will be coming out next month, so you can get on the wait list for the book as it gets released here before the holidays. Now, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who may need it. It's always good. Leave your comments, any of your thoughts or comments down below. Tell us, one way maybe that you plan to take better care of yourself while supporting others this week. And outside of that, until next time, just keep giving and keep growing. Remember that taking care of yourself, it's not selfish, but really is an essential part of making your biggest impact. And so we'll catch you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.